Okay, this is Ever Revelis. I'm doing the interview with Coach. Um, okay, I first wanted to thank you for giving me the time to be able to help me with this interview.
Uh-huh.
So if you could just do me a favor and just state your first and last name and your occupation.
Okay. My name is Robert Anderson. I'm a trainer, a coach, and I train young ladies for competition.
Okay. Um, so did you always want to be a coach, or did you, at a point in time, did you want to be something else? Did you want to do another career besides coaching?
Well, I'm a I'm a CPT, which is a certified personal trainer. I'm also a chef, which I went to Culinary Institute of America. I'm also I was in the military, and so I decided to do competition, bodybuilding.
Oh,
So I did competition. And then from competition, I wanted to do training. From training, I wanted to coach people.
oh, okay. It
Hmm.
seems like you dabbled in a lot of stuff,
I
right?
did.
It's a lot of experience.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so can you recall the moment that you decided that coaching was a passion that you wanted to pursue? Was there ever a moment?
When I went to the Y, I seen some kids trying to do some weights and stuff, and they couldn't do it. And they needed somebody there
Hmm.
that moment.
Oh, okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Uh, so why coaching? Did you choose to do coaching out of everything? Um,
It involves people. It involves young people. I like to associate with young people,
oh, okay.
and I
Nice.
like to do things where one, give them a chance, you know.
All right.
And through coaching, you could do that because, you could understand them,
Okay.
get an opportunity to understand.
So it's basically a follow-up question. So it would be like, what's the most rewarding or fulfilling part of the job? Like, what do you enjoy? It's basically follow-up to that.
When I had a bodybuilder win second place in competition,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that was my most joyous moment. She won second place.
Um, can you give a few examples of the places that you have worked at or places you've coached?
I've coached that. I worked at, I did my internship at Sac City. And then from Sac City, I went to the Y. I did an internship at the Y,
Mhm.
coaching at the Y. And from the Y, I started at 24 Hour Fitness as a trainer to
Uh-huh.
further my education. And so then from there, I studied bodybuilding, and I wanted to coach bodybuilding.
Okay. Um, okay, so you kind of already answered this question with another question, but
Go ahead.
what did it take for you to get to where you are now? I mean, besides like hard work, did you go to to a school? Did you network with certain people? Like, how did?
Yeah, I went to school. I went to Sac City for sports fitness and therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked with college, like volleyball team. I worked with the football team because sports fitness and therapy is mostly you're dealing with, exoskeleton of the person when they have injuries, and that's what I was doing. And so from there, I kind of ventured out, and it got interesting and interesting. And I've seen results that I can give people.
All right. Can you give me or my classmates some advice? What do you recommend the first step towards a career in kinesiology should be or would be?
Learn all you can, study, you know, uh, do a lot of hands-on because you learn better hands-on,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, Experiment,
Uh-huh.
get ideas, develop ideas from it, always pay attention to uh, your client if you have a client and you're teaching or whatever.
Okay.
You get into your client and you learn from your client. You
So
learn from people,
just a
other
lot of
people.
interaction, right?
Yes,
All right.
yes, that's your best bet because books is all right. They teach you a lot, But hands-on, you're dealing with the human anatomy,
Yeah.
muscle skeleton, and things of that nature, you know.
Hmm.
And so hands-on is better.
Um. Okay, so for my final question, I would want to end it with a quote. You perhaps already heard this quote. There's a point in time when the student becomes a teacher. Have you learned anything from any of the pupils that you've taught, or have anything that they've said, has it stuck with you?
Yeah. Um, it's a question. It's not a question until it's asked. And the question is the solution to the problem of the question that you've asked. Only you can answer that.
Okay.
Okay, that's from me.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, you asked me a question, I gave you the answer,
Uh huh.
but you formulated another question, which you asked again. But before you really asked that question, you knew the answer,
Mm.
but only you know the answer. So study your mind, you know, study your mind, because you could be good at what you do, but it's up to you to do that. Your mind can achieve, and your body will follow. You see?
Okay. So you're basically saying it's like mind first, right? Like strengthen the mind, and then the body will follow.
Body will
Oh, okay.
follow. You
Yeah, that makes
strengthen your
sense.
mind. See, because your mind is something that is not stationary. You can expand your mind. Your body is stationary.
Oh,
See,
okay.
and so you can expand your mind. You young, you know, always listen. And us old folks got to listen to you young folks because we can teach you, but we can teach you in a way where it takes a lot to listen. It
Yeah.
does. It takes a lot to listen. And that's where you learn from when you listen. Because people have a tendency to, like you could be at home, look, you and your girl, she's talking and you looking at TV.
Yeah.
Are you listening? But when you listen, you learn.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a difference between hearing and listening, right?
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is because you learn from it, And, you got to stop and think sometimes.
Yeah.
But, like attitude, personality is important.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very important. You got to have a positive personality and a positive attitude, you know. And so young folks, you growing up. That's how you grow up.
Okay.
Uh,
So that was the end of the interview, but